Hello everybody, I'm Funko Dunko, a goblin that reviews games in a cave. Today I'll be talking about Sonic Forces, the only game where it's bad. It's bad, it's bad, it is so bad. Okay, I shouldn't start a review off like this, so... Releasing November 7th, 2017 by Sega, this will be the Blue Blur's first 3D platformer since Sonic Lost World back in 2013, unless you count Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, which...
Creepy Doom.
If you know, you know. Basic story is that Eggman uses his newest creation, Infinite, to create copies of all of Sonic's worst enemies. With all of them ganging up on him, he is defeated, and Eggman takes control of the world. Everything seems hopeless, but luckily you, yes you, joined the resistance to save the world. And honestly, I think the story is really good, at least conceptually. In practice, we'll get there. Let's just take a step forward against the Eggman Empire and force our way through it. Upon starting the game, there's a cutscene where Eggman has a frankly generic evil monologue about hating Sonic and how this latest creation will be the factor to secure his victory. Afterwards, you're dropped into the first level, Green Hill Zone. Okay, don't like that they're bringing this level back, but at least they changed things up by making things look a lot more
like Sand Hill right now.
That was my line, Sonic. Fuck you, buddy! Anyways, I beat the level in 2 minutes by doing nothing but holding forward and jumping. A little short and easy, but it's the tutorial and first level, so I can give it a pass. After speeding through Green Hill, Sonic saves a bunch of civilians from some egg ponds, but when Sonic goes to beat Eggman's ass, someone faster than him knocks him away! Then all of Sonic's worst enemies show up: Chaos, Metal, Shadow, Zavok! Along with the mysterious new guy floating down. Sonic tries to attack him, but he's too fast. So all the bad guys gangbang him while Tails does abso-fucking-lutely nothing, even though that he's fought two of them in the past and could probably beat the other two. Sonic is then knocked out, and without their main hero, Eggman took over the world, which is explained in a fucking text box. No, keep her cool, Funko. I'm sure the multi-million-dollar company didn't have enough time or money to make something better than a text box explaining this. After the text box, we meet all of the members of the Resistance. There's Amy, Vector, Charmy, Espio, Knuckles, and Silver, who shouldn't know anyone because at the end of Sonic 06, his premiere game, the entire universe is reset, meaning every interaction between him and the rest of the main cast never happened. But that's just another plot hole for Sega to fill. So the game talks about how strength doesn't come in numbers before adding a new person to their numbers, that person being your very own OC. You can pick from a variety of races, 7, ear types, fur, and skin color, along with their voice and victory animation. I decided to come up with my own character, Sausage the John. So Sausage is introduced to the cast, you're given a Wisp-On, which is a gun powered by wisps, even though that the wisps were all gone at the end of Sonic Colors, and you're off. Suddenly, Knuckles hears that Sonic is alive, but being held prisoner in the Death Egg, where Eggman and his pawns have been
Torturing him for months.
I was kinda hopeful when I heard this, oddly enough. It'd be cool to have a demoralized and broken Sonic, kinda like in the Zombot virus strip, the comic strips. The gang has no way of getting to a moon-sized spaceship out of orbit, so they decide to steal one of Eggman's shuttles from Chemical Plant Zone? Because of course there's a spaceship in a giant chem lab, and definitely not because Sega didn't want to have more retro areas, even though that Sonic Mania had just come out 3 months prior with both Green Hill and Chemical Plant Zone in it. Knuckles decides the best course of action is to send a guy with absolutely zero experience in any hero stuff to a majorly important all-or-nothing journey to steal a space shuttle for their very first mission, because why would he or any other characters that have been proven to be capable, if not more capable than Sonic, do the mission instead? Sausage needs more screen time! So turn your brain off for 3 minutes and boom, spacecraft. The easy victory for Sausage made him realize he likes being a nudist, so he gets nude before the camera cuts to Tails repairing an out-of-commission Omega. Why is he broken? We'll find that out later, silly! Chaos swerps out of the sewers and Tails spreads for him out of fear, even though he literally beat a stronger form of Chaos in the past on his own. But who cares about character consistency? Right when Tails is about to get his ass grabbed, a portal to another dimension opens up, and out jumps classic Sonic. So not only do we have 2 old levels that don't need to be here, we also have the old Sonic who is being retconned into being Sonic from another dimension, even though the entire point of Generations was to show that classic Sonic is a younger Sonic. Okay, you know what? I'm not playing this game anymore. Oh, yes you are, buddy. Why are you still here? To make sure you properly review my game. I know how good it is, so you better treat it with respect. Fine. There's an equally short classic Sonic stage before we get an abrupt flashback. Apparently Sausage the John had met Edgy Boy in the past, but was too scared to fight back, which I'm assuming is what leads to him joining the Resistance. Rouge comes in and speaks way too erotically while discussing whether or not their only hope is still alive.
He's been better. They're getting ready to banish him into space.
Also, there's the worst line in the game.
None of this is good, Vector. That's why it's called war.
Sausage gets some shoulder and knee pads before being sent to save Sonic. You do something, I guess, and we finally get to see Sonic, who looks none the worse for wear even after being, and I quote, tortured for months. Also, Zavik is holding him captive, so beat him and his giant beat and move on. Zavik dies for the second time, and the whole place begins to crumble. Sonic does a run towards the airships where he saves Sausage the John from some egg ponds, and it's love at first sight. So they escape, but Knuckles tells them to get straight back to work by going to Green Hill and destroying a factory. Sonic brings Sausage with him, but not before Sausage is aligned to Judaism, and the Ruach HaKodesh rewards him by giving him scales. Right outside the pyramid, Sausage uses his power of love with Sonic's speed to perform a double boost, blasting through everything in their way! Then the rest of the level happens. As badly as Sausage wants Sonic, he knows he must wait as Sonic hears that Silver needs support in Mystic Jungle. Sonic is close to reaching Silver when he encounters a giant snake. So Sonic kills the snake. Silver taps out so Sonic can beat the Edgy, whose name is revealed to be Infinite. They fight, Sonic almost dies, but Infinite lets him go because, deep down, he knows he can't rip Sausage the John's true love away from him. Sausage realizes that in the story of Woot condemns homosexuality, so he denounces his belief in Judaism. As punishment for his blasphemy, turns him green.
So green.
Anyways, Tail Sensors pick up Eggman, so he and Classic go to confront him. One crappy, really good, don't look at me like that, level later, and it's revealed that the source of Infinite's power is the Phantom Ruby, and that any prototypes of it can be only used by a single person. Classic reveals himself, and Eggman pisses off, but Classic chases after him for a boss, which is another callback to... Nope. This boss fight is a callback to the very first Eggman boss back in 1991, where he goes back and forth and you jump onto a platform and jump into Eggman while dodging his swinging blade. That's when Eggman reveals it's been a ruse, and his actual fight is against the Egg Dragoon from Sonic Unleashed. Why can't this game do anything original? Knock the big metal balls back into him and he's decommissioned. For some reason, Eggman tells both of them that his big evil plan to kill all of them will be enacted in 3 days before leaving. Amy recognizes Sausage's greenness issue and tells him that he must cause a greater good than his sinning, so he goes to the city to dismantle Eggman's army. Thankfully, saving part of the city is enough and he's returned to his purple glory, but he fears being shunned, so he dons a mask in order to carry some anonymity. During that, Tails and Classic go through the Mystic Jungle, as Infinite told Eggman that Sonic was defeated there. Rouge's sensors detect 2 unknown people in the Mystic Jungle, so Sausage offers himself to scope it out in order to clean up his name. Upon reaching the lab, Sausage unknowingly finds and activates the last Phantom Ruby prototype, right before Classic and Tails find him. Sausage brings them back to the base in good faith, only to witness this goddamn fox was in his way. This 2-tailed rat thinks he can just step in and take his man away from him. Oh no, he wasn't letting that happen. And as badly as Sausage just wanted to choke him right there, he knew that if he were, he would be green again. And if he learned one thing from Shrek, it was that only green people love green people, and he was not getting with Vector. He's a Christian. So Sausage would play the long game, prove he was so much better than that fox, and claim what was rightfully his. Sonic, while oblivious to the love triangle forming around him, hears the news that Shadow is tearing through his ass through the Resistance's forces, so he busts through the city to confront him. When Sonic gets to confront Shadow, he's about to be attacked when he's taken out by another Shadow! The real Shadow reveals that Infinite can create soulless projections of anybody, including prior enemies. While they may lack the heart, they're just as strong, which... no, they're not. Both Chaos and Shadow clones were beaten in a single hit, and Zava could only take 10 or so before dying. And Metal, I won't spoil it, but he gets a bit of a similar story. But this info could lead to something interesting. Maybe distrust seeps into the group as they realize they can't trust their own friends. Fights can break out as they, oh, who am I kidding? This writing is dog shit. Of course they don't do that. Knuckles gives Sausage the order to beat up Eggman's army Metropolis. No, not that Metropolis. No, that's the one from Sonic Heroes. This Metropolis. While Sausage continues to fight to save the city, Infinite shows up and reverses gravity. Whoa, an actually interesting idea. Too bad the level is over in 2.5 minutes.
Now I'll show you!
Hey. Infinite says edgy cool stuff to scare Sausage, but he remembers that this beautiful blue boy told him to stand up and fight. Infinite gets a wee bit bored when he sees through Sausage's clever disguise and tries to crush his head in between his thighs. Then Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White and Monty Python the Holy Grails, but Infinite goes for the killing blow when Sausage uses his cool rock that fell out of his ass to nuh-uh it. Due to Sausage's sheer coolness, Infinite lets him go. Apparently there's info on the Phantom Ruby's power source back in Chemical Plant Zone. Do a classic level in Tails learns that the Phantom Ruby does have a weakness, but the story demands another boss fight. Amy catches the oily wind, which tells her that Metal Sonic is being a bad guy. Sausage decides that he and Sonic should take care of it to prove his dedication to the team, and prove that he's worthy of his love. After being a clanker, Sonic offers a fist bump. This had to be a sign for Sausage, some kind of code that will let him know he's close to earning his love. With his confidence back, Sausage frees his face. Tails spills the beans that the Phantom Ruby is powered by the Death Egg, so Sausage goes to create a distraction, Green Hill, when Sonic goes to the chemical plant to disable the weapon system of the Death Egg remotely. Once it's down, Classic swings in to destroy it for good. Eggman orders a tactical retreat, which Infinite's grumpy about, but Eggman couldn't give two shits and tells him to shut up before heading towards the city. The Resistance hears that Eggman is chilling in Metropolis, so Sonic goes there, and that's when Eggman reveals his trap card. Infinite creates a portal to no space, a dimension with absolutely nothing in it, and starts sucking Sonic into it. Sausage, though, now looking as fine as ever, attempts to rescue his man, but instead they're both pulled into null space together. Also, Eggman reveals that he had a backup power source underneath Metropolis, which is why Infinite isn't useless. Now, Sausage and Sonic were stuck in an endless void, with no hope of escaping. Until the power of friendship and secret love comes in and they break out of this in 20 fucking seconds. The most interesting thing to happen, and it's that lasts as long as a big piss. Hey! No talking shit about my game, buddy, or else I'm gonna make all my fanfictions canon on your goblin ass. Yes, Sonic. So Sausage and Sonic break out of null space, do a level, and tell Eggman that the power of friendship is enough to do anything. Eggman leaves due to being homophobic or something. With only hours left before Eggman's plans come into fruition, the Resistance gathers up on the outskirts of Eggman's base. Upon Knuckles' signal, everyone dashes out to take on the clones of Sonic's enemies, which are defeated by lightly brushing into them. You know, the clones just as strong as their real counterparts. Keep going, buddy. Infinite creates a sun to obliterate everyone, but Sausage offers himself as a sacrifice to it. But then he remembers he's the main character and has main character powers, and uses his Phantom Ruby prototype to eviscerate it. So the final cup in Shady Loot Car is the Underboot Cup, and hey, play my game. Man, there's only like 5 levels left, just let it slide, please. You want me to get you pregnant? What? I asked if you want to be pregnant with a goblin hedgehog child. No? Then play my game. Okay. I'm sorry, Sonic.
You better be.
The very good and fun Sonic level that lasts 1 minute, a boss fight with Infinite where Sausage comes in halfway through to try and earn the love of Sonic, a classic Sonic stage with a fucking fantastic auto-scroller in the middle of it, and one last tag team level with Sausage and Sonic. Then it's time to fight Eggman's Death Egg robot, now with the powers of the Phantom Ruby imbued into its core. First, classic Sonic must knock all the metal balls back at Eggman to damage the shield protecting the Ruby. Then, Sausage comes in to shatter the glass covering the Phantom Ruby. Finally, classic Sonic, and Sausage come together to destroy the Death Egg robot once and for all with a triple boost. Also, Sausage decided to be a nudist again because he thought Sonic would have liked that. And then, peace. Classic Sonic fades back to the world in which he came. And Sonic reminds us that we shouldn't try to fix these fake worlds, but our real one too, with the power of friendship. Alright man, I reviewed your game. We're cool now, right? What do you mean? There's still plenty more to enjoy. You still gotta collect all the red rings, get the bonus numbers, nab those moon medals, levels. He's making me review Sonic Forces or else he'll make me pregnant. Read the comics. Read the fanfic. This is the worst game I've ever played. The story's as interesting as a blade of grass. It just keeps shoving the same idea down your throat of power of friendship and focus on the real world when it barely gives you a reason to. The levels are over faster than me in bed. Their designs are fucking atrocious to the point where not a single one stands out. The game explains some of the most important and interesting parts in fucking text boxes. Classic Sonic doesn't even be here since the majority of Sonic's levels are 2D anyways, and when it's 3D you're either doing QuickTime events, Mach speed segments with less control than a fucking mobile game, or the game forces you forward on rails. I have never been this devoid of any feeling when playing a game. I added all the gay sex jokes because without them, the game has nothing to show, zero substance. Not once in the story that I think is doing anything meaningful. Remember Eggman Land from Sonic Unleashed, where Eggman actually fucking did something? Why didn't the whole world look like that? The enemies in this game are non-existent, with the only ones being the fucking egg pawns that do jack shit to fight back. The way the characters feel is absolute shit. You unlock Super Sonic by hitting a button on the online store instead of, I don't know, actually playing the game. The one good thing about this game is the character creator, but even then the whole thing is bogged down because the way you have to unlock clothes is through shoveling the shit pile this game is. Also, there's a Shadow DLC that shows that Infinite's a weak little bitch before the Phantom Ruby and Omega was destroyed in that one scene because he tried to fight Powered Infinite. You know, I really do put my heart and soul into reviewing these games. Like, my last review with Ben and Ed in that robot level, I could have given up there because of how hard it was and just reviewed something else. But I didn't want to because I wanted to show how, even with the bad parts, it's a great game. But not once did I want to actually play Sonic Forces. The entire time, it was a massive slog of do a thing, cutscene, shitty level. I outright refuse to play this game ever again. I refuse to get enough red rings to unlock all the bonus levels. I refuse to come anywhere near this game again. And the only thing I want to give is some closure. After everything is said and done, Sausage and Sonic meet one last time, and it's here that Sausage realizes something. Sonic is happy with Tails. Why should he impede on that? Yeah, he's jealous, but taking Tails away would only force a wedge between him and Sonic. So, they bro fist goodbye, and Sausage is off. But hey, I still gotta answer the question, would I recommend this game? Here's a list of every Steam game I've played that costs less than Sonic Forces. Alright, I'm gonna go clean Sonic's rotting corpse off my front lawn. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and thank you very much for watching. See ya!